Have you ever wished you had a tool that could help with anything from drafting emails to coding assistance? Today, we're diving deep into the world of ChatGPT. Hi, I'm Ken, and welcome to Tech Talks with Ken. In this video, we'll explore both general and complex uses of ChatGPT and how it makes your life easier. What I'm really going to show you is just how to use it and how it's helped me and speeding up my work. Here's the once you log into ChatGPT, I mean, if you're totally new to ChatGPT, this is what you get on the paid version. So you get these models, and these are the little prompt buttons they give you just to, if you don't know what to do, you can do something like that. But I find I've asked it to do lots of things for me, and I use it almost every day now. So basically, what ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence developed by OpenAI that can understand and generate human-like text based on the input it receives. It is designed to assist with a wide range of tasks by analyzing your input and generating appropriate responses. Why is this important? Well, this tool is incredibly versatile, making it useful for everything from simple everyday tasks to more complex projects. One of the things I've used it for is content creation. Now, there's a bit of a misnomer out there where I find people think that something like this can do everything and it's going to take your job away. But the reality is this has more to do or more in common with a calculator or using Google. I don't understand how it works in the background, but the idea is your output highly depends on your input. So whatever you put into it, it responds. I find ChatGPT 4.0 really responsive on lots of things, but the better your prompt is, the better the output is. And so one of the most common uses of ChatGPT is for content creation. You can use it for just to draft a blog, an email, an article. For example, I often use it to write the first draft of my blog post, which saves me a lot of time. And generating ideas is another use. ChatGPT GPT is great for brainstorming. If you are stuck on coming up with new topics or creative ideas, just ask ChatGPT for suggestions. Now, I use this quite a bit, like for coming up with names. You can even use it to generate passwords. Writing assistance is more like it, like asking it to write a book for you. Not going to work. It'll just stop, right? So the idea is that what you can use it for, and I think what's really useful, if you were going to write a book using ChatGPT, what you'd have to do is get it to do an outline. Give it your idea, get it to do an outline. Like, for example, help me write an outline for a children's book about, say, a hen who meets a rabbit. Just making this up as I go. Now, you notice how it's not writing the book for me, but what it did is organized a possible, chapter outline. Well, what I find useful about this, if I'm not a book writer, but let's say this would give me lots of ideas. I could build off of it, right? So I could go chapter 1, Henrietta's farm. Now, I didn't tell ChatGPT to give it a name, but it just assumed the chicken needed a name, and it gave it to it. And Shy Bunny, and it just came up with some ideas. Now, I also use it for like code generation too. So I do some coding, and like to give an example, what I did not that long ago was I needed a bash script to do a backup of a server, and I just went to ChatGPT and said, write a backup script, and this is where I want it to back up from, and then this is where I want it to back up to. Like I was backing up from a VPS to an Amazon S3 bucket, and so it gave me all that. And then before it actually worked, I had about 10 revisions, so I had to keep editing it, asking ChatGPT to fix errors. By about the 10th revision, I had a working script what's cool about it is that it didn't make any typing errors like I would. It also organized everything really well and made comments that were useful. And it also came up with an idea for the backup script that I didn't think of, which made it more efficient. So I thought that was great. I mean, that would take you hours if you were stuck on a problem and you were going to Stack Overflow or just Googling for forums and stuff. It would take you hours to. I mean, you might get lucky and get your answer right away, but again, Google is similar to ChatGPT, and like what you ask, what you search for, brings up results, but it's all based on what you ask for, right? Keywords. Whereas ChatGPT is way more advanced than Google. It makes assumptions about what you want. So the more detailed your prompt is, the better your output. So here's some general uses I found useful. I was reading my notes here. Drafting blog posts, emails, articles, brainstorming topics, generating creative ideas, enhancing the clarity and quality of written content. So you can use it for this too. Like, let's say you want to write an email to your boss. You can say, no, the thing is about the paid version of ChatGPT I found really useful is that it remembers things. Like, keeps track of my searches, my queries. Also, it remembers things so I don't have to redo it. So if I, like ChatGPT knows that what kind of work I do, knows where I live. Maybe that for some people they want to protect their privacy. They might think, oh, I don't want them to know where I live and all that. But this is useful for when you keep building on the knowledge that it knows about you. Then you don't have to have as long a prompt. So, and you can also delete things too, like this thing about what I just typed in about that children's book. I could just go in and delete it. So then it's gone from the memory. What else can I tell you? A detailed prompt would be like you could do basic ones like this, like explain semiconductors, like the examples they gave you here. There's also other ways you could say, like write an email to my boss regarding my raise. Yeah, this is a good one. Now I'm not going to give it anything else. ChatGPT doesn't even think I have a boss, but it's going to make some assumptions and leave some placeholders. Say I will use as a template. So let's see what it does. Sure, see it remembers my name because that's in its memory now. And I also give it instructions to call me Ken. So request for salary review. Now this is a pretty good email. I didn't give it much of a prompt. And just give you like something to work off of. I think this is more like to give you an idea what you should write about if you want to ask for a raise. You can even do one for resignations. You can get it to help you with your resume. But it's not going to do everything for you. I did find out one thing that's quite terrible at is telling jokes. So it always seems to tell the same jokes. Tell me a joke. There you go. Yeah, see, it's told me this one before. Now if I say tell me Another joke. Yeah, this scarecrow joke. I'm not even kidding. It's told me the same joke so many times, and I even used it in Copilot. Microsoft's Copilot tells me the exact same jokes. I even ask it to write an original joke, and it ends up coming up with the same jokes again. So the more you use it, the more you're gonna find like weird stuff like that. And also sometimes if it doesn't know what something is, like I was asking it to give me some ideas about these open source repositories. One's called Fabric, the other one's called Praise in AI, and I asked it to write some things about it, and it made all these assumptions about what it was because it didn't know. So it just made up this whole thing about Fabric being this platform, and it's not. But anyways, I'm trying to focus on all the positive things. But what the point of this video was to uh, get you to use ChatGPT. Now I'm not getting paid for this at all. I'm just trying to. I think there's a lot of things around what ChatGPT actually does compared to what people like. I think a lot of people are just using it like Google and they're not really getting the full usage out of it. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about Fabric and Praise in AI. And what they've done is come up like what this project Fabric did was have a bunch of preset like prompts that will work with the input you give it. And it's a bit more complicated than just typing into ChatGPT like we just did, but it will give you really, really great results that are just really mind blowing. Like Praise in AI can do research for you because it uses another thing called agents, and it creates a bunch of AI agents. And literally, it does all this research. You can go online, do research, write up a thing, and the article. If you ask it to write an article, will look so professional compared to what ChatGPT does. Even though it's actually using ChatGPT in the background, it's using OpenAI API. It's just a matter of the prompt that makes the biggest difference. So if you're interested in learning more, stay tuned. I'm going to do some more videos on this topic. I think I'm just going to end here. And thanks for staying with me to the end of the video. And I promise that it's going to get more interesting, and especially for those who already know what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT is. I keep messing up that. If you already know what it is, this is basically just an introductory video, and I'm going to get more in details like with using the API in the next video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.